So this is Electric, who is a longtime follower. He actually also follows me over on the Rerun channel, which is actually still live and running right now and kicking. So he gets a lot of channel points over there on that Rerun channel since it's always going, and that enables him to use Cover My Replay whenever he gets a game that he likes. So, boom. He did a Cover My Replay over there, brought us into this Minotaur Brawl game, which is like odd. Brawls are 2v2 tier 10, and I know when I streamed Brawls a week ago or whatever, it was like stupid when you saw Minotaur. You're just like, come on. You know, like this is, you kind of laugh about it. So let's see what happens here. Go ahead, Grunty.
I mean, the enemy team I saw it already got a G-Nun, so there's that.
that is true. So, so the Minotaur is a really good light cruiser from the British line. There's a few special things about her. One is that she's got this special AP. It's like short fuse AP. It makes it really good against destroyers and light cruisers that show side to it. It's got the ability to stealth radar, meaning if it gets detected at 9 kilometer, just over 9 kilometer, it is able to radar targets that are 10 kilometers away. So if the Minotaur gets detected, it hits its I win button, the radar, and it knows exactly where the nearest thing is that was detecting it, which is fantastic because then you can go and, you know, shoot it while it tries to get out of that radar range. She's also got a really good torpedo suite, single fire torps. She's got a special super heal, and she can take hydroacoustic as well. Now, sometimes we see Minotaurs with the default configuration of smoke, and you can do that. The whole line up until Minotaur really is best played as a smoke cruiser. Minotaur really shines, though, as what we call the Minotaur with the radar instead because of the reason I just explained for murderizing destroyers. But you can get away, and I've seen people do it too, with Smoke Generator. You find a place where you think the enemy's going to be kind of pushing or hanging around. You pop your fancy smoke, and you just you like keep shooting it until you got to run away, or your smoke expires, or it dies. So you can do that with smoke. Minotaur does have a unique upgrade. Wolfface, thank you for the follow. Good to see you. I recognize that name. Anyway, it does have a unique upgrade here, which basically leans into more of the smoke. So if you really like Minotaur smoke play, you could consider doing the this unique upgrade. It's not great because it basically means that your concealment goes up by 0.5 kilometer. Go ahead, Electric. So that is kind of a feels bad. But as you can see, your let me switch over to smoke here. Your smoke dispersion or action time is 67 seconds. You get a full minute of action time of your smoke here, which is just crazy. Just crazy. Your smoke screen dispersion time is 90 seconds, a minute and a half, and the last puff lasts for 67 seconds. Go back to concealment, and what do you have here? You've got 113 second smoke screen dispersion time, but you'll notice that the action time of that is 16.9. I think I have it reversed, but you get the idea. So if you really like the smoke version of that, or if you want, like if you're doing team play like we just saw Classics game, and you want to play a ship that's pretty stealthy and that's got a crazy smoke, you could do Minotaur. There's better options at tier 10, but you could do it in Minotaur. So, like I said, most people, they go for the radar. Anyway, getting onto your captain build, you have Jack Dunkirk here, and Dunkirk is really good for a Minotaur. Torp reload upgrade would ever be a good idea on the Minotaur? The problem with the Torp reload upgrade, you're talking about here in slot 6. The problem with that is you're leaning into only one feature of that ship, which is the concealment ability, and the torpedoes, if I recall, don't reach out incredibly far. Yeah, only 10 kilometers.
And the stealth top window is not good enough to make it a torpedo boat.
No.
You're far better, if you want to play a torpedo cruiser, you're far better off playing a G-Nun or even a Yodo than a Minotaur.
Yeah. And in King of the Sea, we see some players lean into torpedo build Brisbane, but that's a very highly specialized kind of environment. you're probably not going to make much out of the torpedoes. And the guns are so good at pulverizing destroyers. There's no reason, in my opinion, to nerf your gun's ability there. Okay. Anyway, so Jack Dunkirk, fantastic. Oh, we didn't go through the mod. I'm so sorry, guys. You've got main armaments mod 1, surveillance mod, radar mod, aiming systems, steering gears. Now, the Minotaur has baked-in propulsion as well. I forgot to mention that in the ship characteristics. It's got the baked-in propulsion, so you can't put propulsion module on it. So most people they're just going to go with steering on it. There really isn't a quote-unquote better choice because it's got a super heal. You don't really care if you burn or flood for longer because it's 100% repairable. Depth charges just feel bad anyways because if I remember right, these are roll-off depth charges.
They are.
Yeah. So that's just bad. So steering gears is unfortunately what you're going to have to do. Concealment, we talked about that, and then there's your reload. Okay. Now, as far as the next part, your commander build. Hello, Iron Meals. You've got yourself Jack Dunkirk, and like I said, Dunkirk gives you buff to both the reload and the duration of your consumables. And Minotaur is one of those ships where, especially with the radar, you want that action time as long as possible. Nearly 1 minute of uptime of this radar is wild. So I like leaning into that. Yes.
I don't know about this. And the reason for that is simply, yes, the minute-long radar sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
But how often does something that you radar actually stay that long within the radar range? They either run out of the radar range or you kill it way before that time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I mean, it's a buffed skill. It's a great skill to take if you ever plan on using a unique upgrade and make it as a smoke build.
Mm-hmm.
But for the radar specifically, I don't think it matters that much.
Okay. And to me, for me, the benefit of that minute of radar is just making sure whatever you are spotting dies. But I understand your thought. Now let's take a look at the rest of the build and see if we're losing out on something in order to take this. That's the big question. That's the big question. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, a lot of people don't know when it's. I've got a mod that tells me, right? Or if you look at chat, but people even have chat turned off. Electric said that your planned next skills are radiolocation and adrenaline rush. Okay, so that's where you're looking to go. Now that gives you 1 point remaining. There's a couple issues that I see here. All right. One is there's 2 skills that would really help you a lot in the Minotaur. Really help you a lot. The first is going to be top grade gunner. Now, if you think about it, for a Minotaur especially, generally speaking, if you're shooting something with your radar, top grade gunner gives you an immediate buff because that's somebody that's within your concealment range. Right? Wait, hold on. Main battery reload speed while it's in your standard detectability range. Changes to ship detectability caused by firing main guns are not taken into account. So actually, never mind. Ignore what I said about top grade. That's not going to help. So forget what I just said about that. The other skill that I was thinking about mentioning, though, is survivability expert. Having that extra hit point.
You can get the survivability expert if you sacrifice the second tier 2 skill.
Yep. And if I were to sacrifice one of these 2, personal opinion, I would sacrifice consumables enhancements. Kind of partly what Grunty was talking about with the duration not being so important. Also because I really am a priority target enjoyer, and I think for Minotaur especially, you gotta know if you can continue chasing something or not.
If you play unique upgrade smoke, you can drop the priority target because you really spend most of the time inside the smoke. And you really want the extra duration there. For a radar Minotaur with no smoke, I think you gotta keep the priority target.
So that allows you to pick up... in ops, if you're playing like Cherry Blossom, the long radar is nice to have. But the survivability expert, even in ops, would help you quite a bit too. Because that's an extra 4,500 hit points. And then on top of that, it ships with super heals get so much out of that extra.
But again, in ops, like, I have the feeling like if you need 50 seconds to kill a smoked bot destroyer, something is going wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, but he's talking about an ops where there's multiple ships to shoot at while your radar is fighting. So he kills one, he moves to the next. So I
mean,
understand
get
from
it.
that perspective.
In ops, priority target is kind of useless, or radio location is not needed there.
Relocation is still helpful in ops.
But that's ops specific, right?
Mm-hmm. So if this is an ops build, then you don't need priority target, and instead go for the duration. Sure, nothing wrong with that. If it's a random or especially a ranked battle, then you want the priority target instead. Okay.
I'd be completely honest though, if I was playing Minotaur and ops, I'd probably play smoke. No?
I wouldn't. No. I want the radar. I understand what you're saying, right? Because then you can disengage with the smoke and heal up, right? If you take too much damage.
I'd probably be honest, like I wouldn't play Minotaur in ops because there's too many ops where you have bow on targets where the Minotaur just isn't great to begin with.
But they're bots, so
that's a different story.
They don't know to stay in, to stay bow on and stuff. So you can take advantage of bots. But yeah, so for a random or ranked, I think this is a good build to have. And then for ops specifically, sure, this is fine. Nothing wrong with it, dude. Nothing wrong with it. I like the idea of going for Adrenaline Rush and Relocation next. I really do. And the nice thing is, honestly, you can take this build and go into ranked or randoms and do okay with it too.
Yeah. The relocation is really nice if you play Vader.
Signals, no signals, but this is ops. Oh, well, no, this is Brawls. It's even less important. So fine. No need for signals. If you were playing a random battle, though, or a ranked battle, obviously anti-det, you'd probably want fire reduction just so the fire doesn't bloom you out so much. You might want to take flood reduction because that's up to personal taste. Heal boosting is great. Speed, consumables, anti-air. You would take flood?
Yeah, and the reason are submarines. Minotaur is really, really bad against submarines because you have death charges and.
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into your replay. Like I said, this is a brawl, so we'll see how this one works out. And go from there. This is brawl, so it's 2v2.
I have a feeling what's gonna happen here. There's gonna be a G-Nut on the enemy team that somewhere smokes up and gets raided and then absolutely destroyed.
You don't want to use this boat in randoms or ranked, but some temporary mode to do something dumb. Yeah, I mean, what's coming back? Asymmetric is coming back soon, so that's a good choice.
I really love a Holland Minotaur here again.
It just feels wrong on many levels. I mean, I wouldn't run it for you for Minotaur. I wouldn't run a Minotaur in Brawls. I definitely wouldn't run a Holland either.
Yeah, you don't have the torpedo power to destroy an enemy battleships, and considering it's Brawls, you have to expect the Schlieffens, Preußens, Kurfürst, like lots of hydro battleships, which makes the torpedo destroyer even worse.
Yep. Hello, Dodolito. Minotaur is excellent as long as it's not 1v1. Well, you're dependent on the battleship essentially not wanting to shoot you right away. And when I played Brawls and I saw a Minotaur on the enemy team, oh man, I went to pop that thing as soon as I could. So this is Trident. It's actually not a bad map for you because of the small B cap, and you can just go play around there. You got the Hydro, so you don't care about Janon's deep waters as much. He does have a reload booster, though. Okay.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Oh, whatever. You redeemed for this one, so we'll do this one. Okay, Ohio spotted by the Holland, and you can just do that for a bit. Okay, thank you. I'll look after the I don't want to spend the time looking over there and wasting over here, so that's why I'll check later. A little early on that radar, but okay. The reason I feel it's early on this radar is you just told the Jinan that you are a radar Minotaur.
Yeah.
And you also told him that he's welcome to smoke once the radar's gone.
And the cap was contested, so you knew where he was. So
I like the use of the hydro here. What's your question, Rob? Torps on. I like how you're just like, yeah, I don't care about you right now. Oh, now I care about you. Okay, so you're just taking advantage of the fact that this Jinan doesn't know what he's doing. Turn hard left here.
It's very nice of the Jinan to turn broadside like that.
Hey, Steve.
How much did you pay him for that?
Turn hard left. You should have turned hard left earlier. You should have turned hard left earlier because you would have gotten your other rack of torps out in his face, and that would be a win, easy. I like this the change to the bow here. You are getting full pens on the bow. And it's going to be a double death pick. So you guys know when I have that, you know.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I would have just rammed the Ohio here and not take my chances of getting killed before getting the torps off.
A ram would be fine too. I gotta say, I think that the you know, either way, ram or other torps, you gotta start turning right away after you get your torps off, because you know he's gonna shoot you. Switch to that hard turn. You'll take less damage in the process, but you also yeah, you're also better suited to do either ram or other torps. Ram didn't cross your mind, yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, I can understand it. All right. Well, that takes care of that replay pretty quick. We'll take a look.
Like...
Seriously. All right. Well, that game, we'll have to see how long that one lasted. 2 kills for you. That Holland just simply existed as a spotting machine for you, and that was it.
I mean, the Holland went over there where he thought the enemy team would go so he could torp the battleship and the China, and then these two just went completely in the opposite direction for no reason.
Yeah. So, okay. Wow. 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, you did 135,000 damage. Now, to put that in perspective, there are players that will play this entire battle for 20 minutes. Maybe not Brawl, but, you know, entire battle for 20 minutes and not even get that much damage. So, how much damage did the Ohio do? The Ohio, who saved his star, did 20,000 damage. And we can see over here, not 20, I'm sorry. He did 60,000 damage, yeah. So he only hit you. Makes sense, he was focused heavily on you. So, the key thing is he didn't...
consider he did 18,000 damage just with the secondaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's very well. I mean, it makes sense, right? Minotaur doesn't have the armor plating to shatter the HE shells from the secondary, so they will get full pens. The big thing though is he didn't kill you with the 9 shells that connected. 9 shells.
It was very close though.
How many? No, that was okay. So his broadside, he's got 8 barrels that he fires at you first. So
no,
he
6.
Is it 6?
Georgia is 3 times 2, no?
But this is in Ohio. That's 2 times 4.
Oh, Ohio. Sorry, it's Ohio. It's...
Thank you, Dutch. So yeah. So okay, fine. He couldn't. I guess one-shot you. Maybe he didn't get full citadels. If he got full citadels, he might have been able to. I don't know. You have to look at the maximum AP damage. Either way, like, Jesus. All right, so let's go to the replay render then. And I think if this one gets voted to go out to YouTube, Quickie will definitely be the title. We spent more time talking about the ship build than we did the actual replay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brawl. That was to be expected.
Jesus. Dutch, thank you for the resub. 54 months of Zath. 54 months in a row. That
I still
is
don't
amazing.
understand the radar though, because like right now the cap is getting contested, so you know it's the Genon in there, and you know he can't be on the side to your left where you can actually shoot him, because then you would see him automatically. So you know exactly where he is without having the radar. So I don't know. But then again, maybe the radar made him do this stupid stuff he did. So who knows?
I think the Janan completely panicked when you came around like that, and he turned the other way. So he probably fired off his deep waters, said, I gotta get my other ones off, and turned. And that's when you pulverized him. So, yeah. I don't know. This replay is so short, I want to watch this again. When you saw the and we talk about power projection, right? When the Ohio goes the direction he goes for cover, that prevents that doesn't prevent you from moving anywhere, so you can go and do whatever you want.
But like, if you ever play this brawl and you start on the south side, you never want to go where the Ohio is if the enemy team has torpedoes, because that's what's going to happen to you every single time. You get torp rushed in that gap.
Yep. Talking about the build usually takes longer than the replay. Well, it really depends, on who's in the voice chat with me. When we talk about
I feel like I'm being called out here, chat. I don't know.
All right. Well, Electric, hey, thank you for supporting me over on the Rerun channel. And thanks for submitting that one and tossing in your Cover My Replay for it. Get to your game. This is also a brawl like what we had just seen. Let me see. As you look, you have a Kerfurst this time instead of a Holland. Much better for you. Although, ironically enough, the Holland last game enabled the craziness that we saw happen just because he was there. Enemy team is a Preußen and a Marseille. You thought he was a Schlieffen first? Oh. Oh, you mean the enemy battleship. Okay. Hashtag eyesight. If you think Minotaurs disappears easily, Neptune is even easier to make gone. Yes, I completely agree with you there. Completely 100% agree with you there.
Neptune is a stinking turd of the British Sea Line. And you will not change my mind on that.
That's right. That's right. Neptune was one of my most painful cruiser grinds. So painful that I believe I put the range module in slot 6 instead of the reload, just so I was farther away so that I would live a little bit longer. Yes, constructed from the finest of British explodium. Alright, early radar is helpful here, so you can kind of get an idea of who's coming where. That being said, I don't think I would pop out just so quickly here. In case the Marseille had turned in, I would wait for him to essentially commit to going behind the island. So I would have slowed down a little bit. Yeah, Neptune asymmetrics would be a great choice. Alright, well, the Marseille has decided to stop so you can continue shooting him in the superstructure. That's kind of nice of him.
I don't know why he stopped.
Scared? Scared. But the nice thing is him stopping gives you the flexibility. Now, you had just changed over to Torps. Unfortunately, because of Hydro, you can't do what I was going to suggest. I mean, you could try, but you could Torp this way with your right launchers, flip left, and then Torp this way with your left launchers. But instead, you're just going to go and click on the Preußen's bow, and goodbye, Preußen. Now, the nice thing
is too risky. I like this much more.
Well, again, there's Hydro involved. If there wasn't Hydro involved, I think you could probably get away with it. Now, you beach, which is unfortunate. One of the negatives about the Minotaur is it takes forever to change speeds from backwards to forwards. And so you just gotta hope that, yeah, he missed. Wow. Just look back at your curve person. You're welcome. Jesus. How do you miss a reversing Minotaur? I don't understand that either, Hoojam.
Paintball. That's how you miss it. Paintball.
My God. Glad to be here, says the Curfirst, right? Seriously. Thank you for the easy win. You spread your damage out evenly amongst Bullship, so good job there. AP shells, 126 AP shells, took down the Marseilles. And then the Preußen, you didn't even shoot him with your gun. You just hold on right there. I got something for you. That's awesome, dude. And then the damage that you took. Yeah, the Marseille hit you most. The Preußen tried to hit you and failed. 4 AP hits. 4 AP hits for 4,000 damage. He must have hit you like right on your side plate, so you just bounced all that. Maybe he was locked on the battleship behind you.
What is that? Like 3 overpens and 1 bounce / ricochet?
Something like that. I don't know. No, Rob, we're not going to read.
Or is it 1 pen and 3 shatters or something like this?
It's yeah. I mean, it's just it's a feels bad moment for him is what it is. Okay, like come on.
I don't want to take anything away from you here, but it feels like you're getting away with way too much.
So I'm going to do something I rarely ever do. We're going to watch this again because I really want to see this whiff. So we're going to fast forward to that part of it, and we're going to see exactly what the heck happened. Kids, don't try this at home. Okay, here we go. Now you continuing to back up here is smart because he can't clear the island so easily. As a matter of fact, I think he hits the island here. No,
Mostly,
he doesn't. Some do hit the island. But it looks like at least 3 shells that make it over the island. I love the song going on right. So don't you kill me. So he hits you with 4 shells.
Aim too hard. I mean, I guess he couldn't aim lower, or even more shells would have hit the island.
His aim was dead center. So his aim is right. But yeah, I think the island forced him to aim maybe a little bit higher than he wanted to. And I think he was just frustrated at that point. But, wow. Okay.
I mean, his mistake was stopping behind that island. He should have kept going.
Absolutely, he should have. Especially, if, like I said, with the Hydro on. Keep doing it. Now, looking at your shells, because we have the chance to, I was going to comment on you're shooting at the bow, which is fine, as long as you know exactly where to hit. If you hit too high there, you're going to hit the barbettes, and those will all be shatters or bounces.
Yeah, I think just aiming superstructure would have been easier than going for the bow.
Yeah. Either way, it worked. So, you will not hear the name Neptune slandered. Alright, fair enough.
Well, most Neptunes don't either because they're underwater.
So let's take a look at the replay render here. There we go. Oh, I had never changed it because we did this so quickly. Give me a sec. Minotaur number 2. There we go. Judged, I have no idea what the compensation is if you already have it. So my recommendation is just don't enter for it. Let somebody else get the ship. Because if you already have it and you get credits as compensation, that just feels bad for everyone. Rob, have you heard back from Still Learning yet? Okay, I mean, he's here. He was here to claim it, so I would say try to reach out to him via Whisper and see if you can get it working. Electric, I don't know what to say about this replay either. I mean, I think what it really does is it highlights that a lot of people just don't know what to do, like, up close and personally. To the point where I almost want to play Brawls now with this stupid thing.
You want to test your luck?
Right, exactly. Judge, hey, no problem. Thank you for asking. I do appreciate that thought. I used Minotaur in previous 3v3 as well. Yeah, I think her value actually drops as more people are on the enemy team, right? Because then there's just more people that can spot you and shoot you and kill you. So I don't think you'd want to do it like 4 or higher Brawls, but anyway. Thank you very much for sending in this replay as well, and for supporting me, of course, on the Rerun channel. Appreciate you quite a bit.